Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. As you can see, I am back home. Had a wonderful trip over in Seattle, and yeah, I'm home now. So after I got home, we were all pretty much screwed because of the 9-hour time change. And yeah, it took a few days in order for us to get back into the routine, but thankfully everything is fine now. Anyways, without further ado, cheers. It's pretty nice. It's a little bit different than what I was expecting, though. I was expecting something a little bit more creamy, especially for a milk stout. Oh well, it is what it is. I was, what do you say, craving something chocolatey, something dark and chocolatey. Here it is. Cheers. Okay, so homebrew wise, I got home and I had 2 beers in primary. First I had the hot cinnamon pale ale, which I was using Red X with. I don't even know what to call that. Maybe it would be a hot cinnamon red ale. That's kind of what I was going for, I guess. And then also the Russian Imperial Stout using the North Down hops. Those were in primary. So I went ahead and racked those over into secondary after I tasted them, of course. I was a little bit disappointed in myself after I racked the Russian Imperial Stout to secondary, because after I checked the gravity, I saw that it was still at 1040. So it's still, you know, right now it's 9 point whatever percent. The mouthfeel is awesome. The taste is beautiful, but it's, you know, 1040. So it still has a long way to go, and I should have probably left it on that yeast cake for 3 or 4 more weeks. It's been there for a month. It could go another month easily. So yeah, after I racked it off in the secondary, I thought about that and it's like, okay, whatever. You know, we'll take our chance. We'll see how it goes. I see there is some activity in the airlock, so it is continuing to go a little bit, but it's not as fast as I would have hoped. But that's okay. I know that it's going to stay in secondary at least for another month before I even look at it or revisit it again. Now for the Red X Hot Cinnamon Red Ale, when I tasted it, I was really disappointed with it because the taste of the hot cinnamon that was in it when I put it into primary was gone. The yeast had sort of transformed it into something that I didn't recognize. So when I was in Seattle, I wanted to do something that I learned from Lermo, and that was to use the atomic fireballs, those little round candies that you can get. And he used that in a mead, and then when I tasted that mead, it was phenomenal. It was exactly sort of the taste that I was going for this red ale, but you know, just a bit off. I only want hints of hot cinnamon, not overwhelming like the mead was, which was beautiful, by the way. So I couldn't find any atomic fireballs. I went probably to like 7 different stores. I took an entire day looking for these things over the course of 3 days, probably a good 7-8 hours, different stores looking for them. I couldn't find them around the area I was in. Anyways, I ended up going with something called Red Hots. So I threw some of these in there. I also got some, before I was going to use these, I was going to use some things called hot tamales. Let me show you what those are. So here we go. These are the hot tamales. And basically, these are like gummies surrounded with those, with the flavoring that I'm after. Right, here's actually one of them right here. You know, it's like a gel capsule with a covering on top of it. Now I wanted basically the covering on top of it because that's where the hot cinnamon taste comes from. But I didn't want the gelatin gummy that's inside. So instead, I got the Red Hots because they did not have a gummy center. They were more of a hard center that may or may not ferment. I don't really care at this point, but that's where it's at. I put these in. I just had one box. I only had one box of these, unfortunately, and yeah, we'll see what it sort of contributes to the beer. Hopefully, I'll get hints of that hot cinnamon that I was looking for, and we'll see if there's any color contributions from the Red Hots. I did brew up a beer yesterday. I brewed up a, what did I brew? I brewed up my Rainbow Pale Ale. So that's the primarily focused on, it's a very simple hop bill with 2-row carrot pills, honey malt, and some Munich. And also the hops are basically Cascade and Centennial the whole way through it, right up to the end, with a little bit of Amarillo and Simcoe for good measure. I love that beer. It's one of the most favorite beers that I've ever made, so I'm making it again for a work party coming up in September. So of course I made, you know, double batch so that I'll bring one there and I'll have one at home. Right, so I had a fantastic trip over in Seattle. So big shout out to Jeff for hosting me and my family. Thanks a lot. We had such a great time. I did gain 6 pounds while I was over there. I had, my gosh, I think we were going through some major brews almost every night. Yeah, there was a lot of fantastic beers. I mean, just watching you guys talk about your beers and having easy access to all these Lagunitas and Stone beers and you name it, and you know, we don't get so much over here. In fact, I was kind of lucky, I think, to find this Left Hand Brewing Nitro over here in Norway. So I just had to pick it up and give it a try. Okay, so lots of good beers, good food, having a great time. Now I'm back. I've been back a week now. So this is my first weekend back. For those that are interested, in terms of, you know, tracking macronutrients and watching my weight, this morning, weighed myself, and I am now slightly less than what I was when I went to the States. So bang on. Back on track within a week, ready to go. Yeah, still have a ways to go, but getting there slowly. Okay, so I did bring some beers back with me, and on my last Homebrew Wednesday I did showcase some of those that I did get in beer mail from Tyler from Every Studios. So he did send me up a new Galeras Enigma, Central Waters, barley wine, and a cherry stout, which I haven't tried yet. But I also did pick up a Bigfoot barley wine to bring home with me because I'd never had one of those and I wanted to try them. And then last week I did show you that I was given the Pradmula by Cerveza de Gracia. So thanks to you, thanks so much for that. I really appreciate it. But I also went out and picked up a few others. I got a Old Rasputin because I saw these in Kevin's fridge and I thought, well, if Kevin's got them, they must be good, so I should get one too. That's the 17, so I got the 17th one. Also picked up the latest Stone's Woot Stout, so looking into checking that one out. That's the well, I guess it's American Stout with pecans. And also, before I went, Dan ABA told me that I should probably try and find some Cascade beers to try. So I did pick up a Cascade Blackberry Sour. I did see the other ones. There was only 2 other ones really that I saw in there. I see that they were everywhere, so they were pretty popular, or at least readily available. That was like the Creek, and then a blueberry, and I got the raspberry. Looks like the blueberry was rated the highest anyways on Beer Advocate or Rate Beer, so who cares? I'm gonna give it a try, and yeah. In addition to that, I also picked up, brought home a Ruin 10. Yes. Fantastic triple IPA. Also brought home a bourbon barrel-aged Arrogant Bastard. Fantastic. And then also a Stone Enjoy After, which I found in a store not too far from the Space Needle. So I was really happy to get my hands on that. I'll stuff that away and try it at Christmas because it's Enjoy After 12/26/15. So basically after Christmas of this year. So yeah, those are the beers I brought with me back from Seattle. I want to give a special shout out to Kevin Clements. Thanks a lot for hosting us for the one night and my family. We had such a great time. We went down there, we met, we talked, we went out for dinner. Fantastic little joint, not too far from his house. Only had to cross like 12 fields or farms to get there, and then a little further, but it was fun. The next morning, of course, him and his wife prepared for us some of the best waffles ever. Nice waffles and fresh fruit and syrups and stuff like that. We were having a really great time. And again, I just want to say a huge thank you so much for putting us up and having a chance to spend some time with you. Cheers, Kevin. I'll probably put out some videos of my trip there in Seattle and some of the things that we did. So that'll probably come on my channel here as well. Beyond that, guys, not much going on. Plan on doing a Hefeweizen brew tomorrow, and then yeah, then it's back to work week. So I hope you guys are having a hell of a week, enjoying the weekend. Cheers.